the results or the end achievement. It's about being the person who can get the results and the end achievement. So, for example, we don't go into business to create a successful business. We go into business to be able to become the person who can create and operate a successful business. Because if I only went into business for financial success, once I reach that financial success, what is the point of being in business? Is it now to try and get more and more and more and more and have different artificial, like markers or outcomes that I'm pushing for, where I'm always pushing for more, more, more? Have you ever worked in a workplace like that? Large companies usually act like that, where if we did 20,000 last month, we want to do 30,000 this month. If we do 30,000 this month, we want to do 40,000 this month. And we push and push and push and push. And it's so meaningless. Because what's the purpose? To get better and better and better results? It's like being in education and only seeking the grades, not the learning, the understanding. That's what I learned in university, is the grades are irrelevant. Because if I understand the information within me, I now have the power of that knowledge. If I get an A or a HD on an exam or on an assessment, that doesn't mean anything. It only means something if I understand it. Now, many would say that by getting high marks in university means you have a high understanding of the topic, but it is not always the case. For if that were the case, then all who graduate university should succeed, let's say in business, at a higher rate than others who have not been to university. But we do not see this as being the case. Because there is a difference between understanding and, what we understand as learning. So the definitions of learning is all results based on tests. The definition of understanding is an intricate knowledge, a working knowledge of how it operates. Do you see? So by understanding our perspective on what we focus on what we're looking to achieve in life, if I want a comfortable life, I will be soft. I cannot be comfortable and, hard at the same time. It doesn't work like that. If I do not build muscles, I will not become muscular. Do you see? If I do not develop my skills and abilities, I will not be someone who has skills and abilities. Do you see? Those who succeed in business and in life are those who condition themselves to continually grow, to build themselves up, to put themselves in uncomfortable situations. But by putting yourself in an uncomfortable situation, you're going to have more days of feeling uncomfortable about yourself. It has never worked that you can do something uncomfortable and feel comfortable. To do something uncomfortable and feel comfortable, we must condition ourselves to feel comfortable in uncomfortable situations. I.e., there is always going to be a stage where we feel uncomfortable about ourselves in whatever we are doing. i.e., those are the down days. Do you see? The down days are the days where I'm not feeling comfortable about myself, where I'm at, what I'm doing. So by me investing into building myself up on those days, I am able to set the tempo for the next day. By me working through and dealing with those feelings and learning and understanding about them, I am able to move forward and become comfortable in the uncomfortable. When I understand why I'm feeling lonely in life, I am able to move through and be comfortable feeling lonely. If I don't understand why I feel lonely, it will always feel uncomfortable and foreign. Do you see? So by putting in the effort to force ourselves to sit in states where we do not wish to be, we become comfortable in them. When I feel lonely in life, if I sit with that, if I embrace that, it becomes comfortable. I can let it go. And then when I feel lonely in the future, I understand why I feel lonely. If I do not deal with it or embrace it, and I just bottle it up, every time I feel lonely, I'm just adding to that bottle until it gets to a point where I cannot contain that bottled emotion anymore. Many have this issue with anger and stress, where they bottle it up, and then something that had nothing to do with it triggers them. By sitting and embracing those negative aspects of life, of my experience, I am able to cease bottling them up and to deal with them. And the more I deal with them, the more comfortable it becomes dealing with them. The more comfortable it becomes dealing with them, the less effect they will have on my life. If I become comfortable and okay feeling lonely, should I feel lonely in life, that is an okay thing. It doesn't have to be something that stops me from progressing forward. Should I not deal with it, every time I feel lonely, it's going to affect my ability to move forward in life. Do you see? So to become, that ideal version of ourselves, that person that can move through any and all situations gracefully and effectively, we must embrace all situations graciously and effectively. So rather than feel less than because I'm lonely, I can feel however I want, regardless of if I'm lonely or not. Do you see? If I feel less than because I feel insecure, then every time I feel insecure, I will never feel confident. I will never feel, that self-belief. I will always feel lower than who I am. So by embracing that insecurity, I can become accustomed to it. I can understand why I'm feeling insecure. And I can move through life a lot more effectively without having to, every time I feel insecure, go into my shell and sort of feel less than and put up walls I can just accept, hey, I feel insecure today. That's okay. It's not a bad thing to feel insecure. It's not a bad thing to feel any negative emotion. Because if I see it as a bad thing, every time I feel them, I am, bad. I'm in a bad state of mind. I'm in a negative state of mind. I'm in a disempowered state of mind. The more I empower myself through my lowest points in life, the larger the capacity of empowerment my life holds. If in my loneliest day I am able to empower myself to feel connected to any and everyone, in any moment in life, regardless of the situation, I can feel connected. By understanding my biochemical responses, I am able to understand how to artificially influence it. I'm able to understand why I'm feeling what I'm feeling. Do you see? So the more we invest into ourselves, the more we invest into ourselves, and the less we cease sort of repressing those negative emotions and feelings, the more powerful we are going to be in our lowest points and our highest points. If I repress all that negativity when I feel high, that negativity is still there. I'm weighed down by everything I do not want in life. By, embracing what I do not want in life and accepting it's a part of life, I am able to feel at the highest in my lowest points. Do you see? So, some practices that I use to deal with this and work through this that are really effective is contemplation. So when I feel lonely, I start working through that feeling. Okay, so why am I feeling lonely? Am I feeling lonely because I don't have anyone in my external environment right now? Am I feeling lonely because I don't have any interpersonal connections? Am I feeling lonely because I don't have any, romantic connections? Am I feeling lonely because I don't have any close friends? And start working through it. And then understanding, whichever one that is, or it could be a number of them, then we work out, how can I overcome this? How can I shift this to move forward? So if I'm feeling lonely because I don't have any connections in my external environment right now, then I can go somewhere where people are. I could go to an event. I could go to a community group, something along that. I could even go to church if I wanted to. If I'm feeling low because I don't have any, close-knit friendships, that I don't have any, people that see, think and feel how I feel in life, that see the world how I see the world, that think about the things that I think about, that feel the same way as I feel, then I can start taking action to find those people. Should it be that I don't have any romantic connections in my life, I can take action towards that. By empowering myself, I am now able to take it from just being a reaction to that. So when I feel lonely, I repress it. to when I feel lonely, I work out why I feel lonely, and then I work out what I need to do to overcome that. And because I'm dealing with it and working through it and experiencing the feeling, I am able to progress through life. Rather than every time I feel this, I regress through life. If you notice that in your life, especially with loneliness, when you feel lonely, you start to regress back and start looking at all the relationships and friendships and all of that, and the things that went right and the things that went wrong. You know what I mean? And you start regressing to the person who you used to be, even if who you are now is completely different. So by embracing it, we can move forward. By repressing it, every time we experience it, we will regress backwards. It's the same with every emotion, be it loss, be it lack, be it insecurity. Think about insecurity. If I repress my insecurity, when I feel insecure, I will regress back to all those moments that I've felt insecure within my life. Because I haven't dealt with them, I'm still holding on to them. I haven't let them go. And that's a very important thing. Because to redefine who we are, we must create a new identity. One that is separate from who I used to be. Because who I used to be was a version of me that didn't understand or know this. Do you see? So if you find yourself in negative emotions regressing back through your life to all of those negative things, sit with them. Accept them. They were part of that life that created who you are now. And if who you are now is not someone who you wish to be, embrace them still. Look at the path you've taken, and then look at a path you want to take in life. And if you find that the path you have currently taken is not aligned to the path you want to take in life, then all it means is different choices or actions need to happen. And that's the beautiful thing, is in every moment we have the choice to choose who we want to be, to become the ideal version of ourselves. So, when I feel that regression back to that weaker version of me, that version of me that didn't understand, how others exploit my insecurities. And to understand this is just to understand, if I'm insecure about, let's say, my hair, and other people know this, and then they bully me for that. So like, i.e. in school, if you remember back to school, we were very insecure about superficial things. Maybe I didn't have the nicest clothes. So if I'm feeling that way, like, that has changed. For I do not, what I wear does not affect who I am. Do you see? But the 14-year-old me did not understand that. So the 14-year-old me felt insecure about what I wore because others' opinions mattered. Do you see? But that doesn't mean that now I have to always regress back to that because I've overcome that. But I have to accept that was part of the journey to becoming who I wanted to be, to let it go. I have to embrace it and let it go. Otherwise I will forever carry it with me, always through life. Alright, I hope you understand what I'm saying. And I hope you get what I mean. Because on the other end of this is becoming that lighter version of yourself that has no baggage, that has just let go to everything that does not matter in life to them. That person that embraces the negative aspects of themselves and chooses to change them rather than to repress them. Alright, well, you guys have an amazing day and I'll talk to you later. Thanks so much. Bye.